one thing that annoys me.
Oh yeah, go on then. Getting the gossip here.
Yeah.
Next one, was the baby planned? That's weird.
Mm.
I never really thought of that before. But yeah, that's the only time we have like big argument. That's a little bit of sneaky information that you weren't expecting.
Don't know how we're gonna do that.
I'm Charlie and this is my husband Tom, aka Pocket and Dundee. After 5 years of adventures around the world, I finally emigrated to Australia in early 2020. We got married and then, like many people, found ourselves having to change our whole lifestyle, so we're now adapting the best we can. We started a new business, moved to the Australian South Coast, and just to up the stakes even more, we're now expecting our first child. Make sure you're subscribed to follow us on this crazy adventure.
Oh my God, my tummy. Is your phone on silent, Tom?
Nope.
It always goes off in the middle of these things. Hey guys, welcome back to a second Q&A. There were that many questions last time that I just decided we'd do another one. And we quite enjoyed it as well, actually, didn't we? Just like sitting and chatting, going through some questions, and yeah, so welcome to part 2. So I printed off all of the questions again and like ticked off which ones we've done. So we're gonna start with the global snowbirds. They asked, Charlie, will you be heading back to England once the baby is born so your family can meet her, or will they be coming to Australia to meet her? Well, I would love to go back to England. I wanted to go back to England last year for Christmas. That was the plan. I had a conference in Europe I was going to go to, and then I was going to be spending Christmas there, but obviously that didn't happen. And to be honest, we're just really hoping that my family can actually meet her when she's still a baby, because at the rate we're going at the moment, it's not looking the best. So we're kind of hoping that my family will be able to come out at some point. It just depends, really. Just who can tell what the situation is going to be, but I don't know. They also asked, has Tom ever made a Tomahawk Head by any chance?
Yeah, just for an experiment.
I don't even know what it is. I'm going to have to drop a picture of what one looks like in. What is
a mini axe head.
Oh, it's a mini axe head.
Yeah.
I'm like, I should know this. I don't know. Oh, by the way, you should totally check out the Global Snowbirds YouTube channel. They're so much fun. Megan and Justin, and I totally love their channel. They're brilliant. I'm just gonna drop them in. But anyway, question number 2. What are you most excited about to experience a year from now? That's Robbie. Good old Robbie. That's a really hard question to answer, because who knows what is going to be happening a year from now, but I'm kind of just hoping that we will be free to just go exploring. I'm so desperate to just get out there, and obviously we'll have a baby that will be just under 1 year old by then.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited just to, I don't know, I want my family and friends to meet her, so I'd love to be able to go back to Europe. But what about you, Tom? What are you excited for a year from now?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to just have the business going at a good state. I don't know what the...
See, trust me. I'm like, oh, I want to be exploring, and Tom's like, I just want to have the business sorted out.
Yeah,
just sensible.
Have it all under control, you know, have a steady income from it, and
yeah,
like, that's kind of what I'm trying to focus on at the moment.
That is definitely
what pretty well all that's on my mind.
That's definitely what we're trying to achieve at the moment, to be honest. The main focus. This question is from Anne, who's one of my patrons, so thank you, Anne. I really appreciate you. Where in the world are you most excited to show your child when she's old enough to travel? Well, there's the sensible answers, and then there's the non-sensible answers, like Disney! Obviously.
Of course.
I can't wait to take her to Disney. But let me think. A more sensible answer.
The Outback.
Yeah, the Outback, and I definitely want to go to Southeast Asia because that's such a special place for me, and I just think it would be a really cool adventure. And I think it's totally doable with a small like child, or you know, a toddler, or yeah. Okay, the next question is quite an interesting one. I want to know what you think, actually. I really want to know what Tom thinks of you always videoing.
It's fine. I don't mind at all. It's just it might come across on camera a bit that I don't really know what to say, and that's because I don't know what to say. Because a lot of the time I know that Charlie's videoing like a really short section to put in somewhere, and I don't know the context of what's going on, so I don't know if saying something's going to mess it up, or if, yeah. So I kind of just do the goofy thing. And
he's right. I guess because especially with like the kind of weekly vlog sort of style, I quite often just come in and I'm like, oh, I'm just going to quickly just film something, and then Tom's like, oh, we can film this, then we can film this, and we can do this, and I'm like, no, I just need a tiny little section. I don't want like a whole 5-minute section of this. That question actually ties into the next one, which is, Tom seems super shy on camera. How does he feel about more regular vlogs? Yeah, it's weird because other people have always been like, oh, he's so confident on camera, and I think you are. Like, you don't really, it doesn't faze you at all normally, does it?
No, I just don't know what to say in the moment, really.
Like you said, sometimes, yeah, I guess the best way to explain it is that sometimes I'm like filming a really in-depth part and we get into it, and then other times it's like, no, you don't need to talk, Tom, because I'm just getting a 3-second clip of this, you know, just to drop in a little bit of B-roll or something, you know, and I don't have time to explain what's going on beforehand because it's just happening, you know, we're just getting on with it. But yeah. Aw, shy on camera. You're not shy.
Not really, no.
He's not shy at all. So next question. Was it hard to move to Australia? Well, it depends what you really mean by that. Whether you mean like physically...
Logistically.
Like logistically move, like physically actually get the visa and do the move, or whether you mean like emotionally hard, because... Well, they're both really hard, to be totally honest. One day I'll maybe talk about the visa scenario, but we're not even there with it. We're not there with it at the moment. It's still going pretty slowly. We're still at the beginning of the process. But yeah, but emotionally, obviously, it was extremely hard to move to Australia, and it's made it even harder with the fact that I can't just go home. In fact, the only thing that got me through the actual moving process was thinking, it's okay, I can always go back and see my friends and family if I need to. And then the pandemic hit and suddenly that wasn't an option. And it was like, I'm stuck.
Name one thing that you disturb at your partner.
Name one thing that you disturb at your partner. I'm guessing means name one thing that kind of you don't like about or upsets you about your partner. Let me think, what would that be? I don't really know. You do.
One thing that annoys me.
Oh yeah, go on then. Getting the gossip here.
Yeah. I'm very conscious of people's personal space. So when we go to like somewhere where there's a potential for a really good shot or a really amazing view, and there's like people that want to get in, and you see them taking their photos and they obviously don't know what they're doing and they're just taking up forever, and you know every single photo they've got is just crap. And then Charlie just loses it, and she just like, as soon as there's a gap, she'll just barge in. Like, this is my spot now, everyone can get the hell out of my way, and just dominate the area until she's got her shots. And it kind of, I don't know, it goes against the grain with me a bit, but... We have arguments about that quite a lot. Yeah. When I'm just like, I need to just. But it's what you got to do if you want to get the content. You do. That is the problem. Yeah. You have to, and the problem is everyone is the same. When you have these like situations, everyone is like, I want to get my shot and I want to do my Instagram story. I wait my turn. I don't barge in, but I will probably take a little bit longer than other people do, I guess. Tom hates that. In fact, you know what? On that side note, that's the only big arguments that we have, I think, is about when we're out and about and we're filming. Trying to get the shots. Trying to get the shot, basically. Yeah, exactly. Like when we were traveling Asia, you guys would never know this because it obviously wasn't filming it at the time, but the only arguments we had is about the shots. Oh my goodness. There was one thing that really, really upset me, and it was when we were going over that really old bridge in Myanmar. Oh yeah. And
I had said to Tom, I was like, just go a couple windows down. I just need you to get a shot because I wanted it for the thumbnail. And he basically just waited and waited and waited for this other group of people that had been there the whole time. And I was like, move them out the way or just get in there because they've had their time by far. And I like got to right to the end, and then the one shot that he got, we were practically at the end and there was a brick wall in the way, and it wasn't the right shot at all. And I was absolutely fuming because I was literally like, that was the one chance. But yeah, that's the only time we have like big arguments, and that's obviously very rare. Anyway, next question. Linda's asked, ocean or Outback? Well, I'd say ocean.
Ocean in summer, Outback in winter.
Boom, easy. Top tips for someone new to making videos and navigating YouTube. Ooh, well, my advice is pick something you really are passionate about and you love doing, because otherwise you will not be able to sustain it. You want to make videos about what you love, and then that comes across on camera. If you know, I think that's my only big tip, because I think a lot of people just start a YouTube channel for the sake of starting a YouTube channel, and it's like, we're gonna start a YouTube channel for Tom, I think, soon.
Yeah. Why not?
That's a little bit of sneaky information that you weren't expecting.
Don't know how we're gonna do that. Charlie's gonna have to carry a baby and a camera around the workshop.
We've definitely taken on way too many things at the moment, but we did have a plan to. We want to start a blacksmithing channel, and when I mentioned it before to one of my creative friends, he said, don't be alarmed if Tom's channel takes off massively really quickly. And I was like, yeah, I know that'll probably happen. They're really popular channels, aren't they? So
yeah, it's easy to watch.
Okay, I don't want this to be a massively long video again, so we're just going to do 2 more questions. And the next one from Helen is, where in Oz would you want to visit again, and what's your favourite place?
Visit again?
Yeah.
Port Lincoln?
Yeah?
Well, I haven't travelled as much of Australia as you have.
That's very true. I can't have travelled more of Australia than you.
Yeah.
Actually, I must have, because I've done all of the West Coast, all up the East Coast. That's weird. I never really thought of that before. Where would I like to visit again? Well, you guys know I love Port Lincoln. Port Lincoln's amazing. But I'm just desperate to go up the West Coast and do a big trip up there and really take my time, really get in there in the national parks, and I think that'd be really fun. The very last question from Alyssa, well, it's actually 3 parts. The first one is, why did you get married so quickly during COVID times? Was the baby planned? And will the baby get in the way of your travel in the future? So, starting off, why did you get married so quickly during COVID times? Technically, we didn't really get married quickly at all. We'd actually been engaged for a year. So we didn't really get married very quickly at all.
No.
I think that's kind of quite standard. Also, we only had a really tiny wedding, which suited us pretty well. It was kind of nice because neither of us had, wanted a massive wedding. We didn't really mind the fact that it was during COVID times, and it was only tiny. We're definitely going to have a party at some point.
Yeah, at some stage.
Yeah, we're going to have a big party. We'll have a big party here in Australia, and we're going to have a big party in the UK as well. Well, not a big party, but a party to celebrate. It almost feels like we didn't get married because we did all the legal stuff, but we haven't had a celebration with our friends and family, so. We just got married. It's official. We couldn't even do the tiny thing that we wanted to do. We wanted to just go and do like a lunch, didn't we? We had your family coming for lunch. We were gonna do a lunch and we were gonna stay in a nice hotel and have a little bit of a celebration, but we didn't even get to do that because, it didn't feel right to do any of that, even though at that point we were still allowed to. But anyway, next one, was the baby planned? I don't know how appropriate that question is, if I'm completely honest, but yes and no.
Yes and no.
Effectively, we didn't want to put any pressure on trying, but we also weren't not trying. Yeah. So yeah, So it was a really nice surprise when it kind of came along, and we both just felt ready, really. I mean, we might take that back in 2 months' time when she arrives, and I'm like, oh, we were not ready at all.
Yeah, we didn't freak out when we found out.
No.
It wasn't like that, so.
Not at all.
It's good.
Yeah, I think. It's so soon. She's gonna be here in a couple of months. I know, it's crazy. And the last one, will the baby get in the way of traveling when you're able to?
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I think you're kind of a bit deluded if you're pretending that it's not going to change things. Anyone out there that is saying, oh yeah, it won't stop me doing anything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're right. You're lying there, aren't you? It obviously is going to be different, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be worse. Just because it's different doesn't matter, does it? I can't wait to just take her to Disneyland. So that's it for this Q&A. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And if you liked this, please make sure you hit that like button. It really helps and supports my channel. And we will see you on Friday.